Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chicago. What a beautiful day here. We got 80 degrees, Michigan Avenue, just south of Water Street here. We're north of Lake Street. We're gonna do a short and sweet little lunch walk here on a Monday. Head to the Riverwalk. See if we see some boats and people just walking along here. I gotta be back at the office by 1 o'clock, so I'll make sure I get back on time today. And Manic Monday. There's a few people in the office, which is unusual for a Monday. We see there's Michigan Avenue is much more crowded than it usually is on a Monday, so it's good to see the crowds back here in Michigan Avenue. We'll head up to the Riverwalk. Hey, John James, Christopher, how you doing there? Julie Reed, Christy, Roxy, Sharon. Yeah, Chicago's nice here. I think. Were you? I need to check out your page here. I saw you had some content, Christopher, and thanks for your interest in Chicago here. I appreciate it. I know you're mostly based in New York there, but everybody else too. Thanks for tuning in there, Merck. Yeah, Chris, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in there from the North Shore there. Hope you're doing okay with your recent flooding. It was a crazy bout of storms we got, and it was mainly the electricity being out there. Yeah, I know that's what, it's the double whammy there. You get rain and then the electricity, the sump pump stops working, and next thing you know, you're flooded. But yeah, thanks for saying. Amber, how you doing there? Happy Monday. Heather B, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we'll just head up Michigan Avenue, and hopefully some of you were able to see some of that garden walk we got there yesterday. We went through the Gold Coast. I know I'm always in the Gold Coast, but we got a nice architectural tour with Susan there, an architect. Told me some information I didn't even know about some of those buildings on Dearborn Street. We'll incorporate that into our walks. And then we got to tour some of those beautiful gardens behind those buildings. We went to the Graham Foundation, saw some of the Louis Sullivan terracotta saved artifacts from buildings that were torn down. It was an amazing amount of Adler and Sullivan buildings that we lost in the 1970s, and that's why historic preservation is important. We were able to get inside the RH Furniture. I spoke to the greeter there, and they fortunately let us film so I could showcase the Three Arts Club before we took the architectural tour. And then Susan told us more information about the women's club that was there and why it's important and why it's on the historic register there. But here, we'll head down to the Riverwalk here, and we'll see. Yeah, we got some boats here, got some kayakers. What a beautiful day, 80 degrees. Yeah, and they've been doing testing. A few people messaged me. You might have seen some videos on Instagram there. And yeah, they've been doing testing on that Centennial Fountain. I was talking to Darren Monroe and others about that. It's supposed to be open in August, so I would love nothing more than one day walking past there, see that jet of water going over the boats there. We'll head down to the Riverwalk. There's a lot of people. Here's the Bridge House. You can tour the other one, the McCormick Bridge House. We need to do that sometime. I'm still saving it for a rainy day here. Architecture Center. All these people coming up from the Riverwalk. That's great. Yeah, probably taking a tour there. Dave, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks for tuning in from Maine. People from the East Coast there. That's great. Did I miss anybody else here? Hold on. Let's see if we missed anybody else here. Chris Schultz, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Good, there we go. There's the Apple Store. There, people lining up to get tickets here for the architecture tour. Some people this morning, they said they came to Chicago, took an architecture tour. Here it is right here. Chicago's Emerald Lady coming under the DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge. There it is, entering the sunshine. Yeah, what a beautiful day for a cruise. Look, it's packed. It's packed. Yeah, large crowd. Dolores, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everybody saying hi to Christopher. Yeah, please follow Christopher Dotson there. He's got great content on YouTube. Meadow plants. They got the plants here. So here, let's just follow these kayakers. Here comes Chicago's Classic Lady. We'll follow this boat underneath the Michigan Avenue Bridge. Yeah, it's a large crowd here. Look at where the people are. Yeah, go to my TikTok there. We got some reruns of the garden. There's still some more to cut out. Hey, we saw Chicago Rentals. I think his name's Timmy. I hopefully I get your name right there, Timmy. I know you have Chicago Rentals there. We know Chicago Rentals. He was there at the garden walk. One of the last ones we saw, and we met one of his colleagues there. I think she owns the place, the garden that we saw there, and got to meet Chicago Rentals and some of his colleagues there. And what a beautiful garden they had back there too. So I'll cut that out too. I want to give a shout out to him there. And Sarah, I went back and Sarah says, tell him I said hello. I said, so I went back and he was like, why are you coming back? I said, Sarah wanted to say hello. He's like, okay. He's like, get out of here. Here, look, we'll catch this little pink boat going by here. I want to get some of the boat action here on the river here. How you doing? Yeah, so you can get, look, so we got some kayakers. This is this main channel of the Chicago River. We got some kayakers. We got the pink boat. Look, they're just cruising there. Just like driving a car. How you doing there? Yeah, having a good time there in the pink Cadillac boat there. Look at that, Mercury. Got a kayaker over there. Yeah, let's follow along with these kayakers. He's taking photo. That's great. How you doing? I'm the king of how you doing. I know everybody's like, how you doing? How you doing? I'm like a used car salesman. How you doing? I'll sell you a car. Look at these kayakers. Yeah, right underneath us here. Doesn't that look relaxing? Just get on the river there, and you got tandem, you got regular kayaks. You can rent the kayaks. Several spots. Here's Shy Boys Cafe, the marketplace here. Yeah, Riverwalk on a Monday. There's kayakers over there. There's kayakers right here. Kayaker right here. Yeah, so I'll cut it out, Chris. I'll cut it out in the rerun so you can see we ran into Chicago Rentals. I know you know who I'm talking about there. He's been following along with this for a long time. I feel more connected in my community because, you know, he was actually volunteering his time, or maybe they paid him to make sure people like me had their wristbands to go check out the garden there. He was part of the garden walk. And I know he shows real estate all around this city. Chicago Rentals, Tim, that's great. It's always amazing to meet people in person that we knew virtually. And we'll all eventually meet sometime, somehow, somewhere. It's like that old song, till we meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. From Dr. Strangelove. Yeah. Hey, May, how you doing there? Yeah, May, I got some more footage. That's what I was talking about, May. Thanks for checking out. I just posted. If you go back to TikTok, hopefully it'll come through your feed there. I just posted 2 more. I combined them into one because they were small gardens there. We went to 55 West Goethe Place. And yeah, I want to post a video with Chicago Rentals that we were just talking about. So I'm working on it. You know, it's see, all you smart, good people that follow me on YouTube, you realize the advantages to YouTube. If I would have filmed the garden walk on YouTube, you could watch the whole. You know, I streamed for several hours yesterday, like 3 or 4 hours, and you could have, if it was on YouTube, you can watch the whole unedited thing. They're the reruns. TikTok, I have to sit there and spend time cutting out the footage, which is good because then, you know, if I say something stupid, I can edit it out. But it just becomes you have to wait longer or rely on me. I know John James and other people have asked for specific footage, and TikTok, you know, you have to find the footage, make it into little bites, and then, you know, like Chris, you know, we've talked about this before. I looked at the analytics. The vast majority of all our videos, everybody's videos, not just mine, people just watch the first 2 seconds of it. And if the first 2 seconds don't interest them, no one has the attention span to watch that much on TikTok, except for maybe you guys on the Lunch Bunch. And I appreciate that, but you know, that we're the minority here, you know, of people that actually. Whoa, that pigeon almost got me there. Here's the Vietnam War Memorial here. Explore the Chicago Riverwalk. Look, free 1 hour walks Friday through Sunday. First come, first serve. No pre-registration required. 12 participants per walk. You meet here at the Vietnam Memorial. So if you're in Chicago, you want a guided tour, come here to the Vietnam Memorial here. And Friday through Sunday at 11:30 a.m. first come, first serve, you can do a 1 hour walk, and there'll be somebody better than me giving you a guided tour of all this architecture for free. So you just got to be the first 12 there. I don't know how they, I'm sure there's probably hundreds of people that show up for that. I don't know how they do that. But here, look at the people sitting on the wall there. These dogs are hanging out there. Lisa, how you doing there? Peace of Lisa. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks again for, Lisa gave me a great ice cream gift card. I really appreciate that. Thanks so much. And it was so nice. See, when Lisa came in, we went to the zoo. Lisa gave us all the benefit of her knowledge and interesting stories about animals, and that was a fun walk there. Beginning of June. But hey, yeah, you checked out the Riverwalk, the Confluence. Check out, yeah, there's garden walk videos I got on TikTok. We went through the Gold Coast there. So May, I'm gonna post some more, don't worry. And it was a lot of walking. It was a lot of, a lot of it I was just walking between residences, and I wanted to hit everything before, we went on that architectural tour. And we talked with Susan, the architect. She had such a wealth of information, but it was just hard to hear. I want to cut out a lot of the tours that she did because she gave us architectural information. So I'll try to maybe turn up the volume on those TikToks if I can. But here's where you rent. See that pink boat we saw? You can rent the blue boat here, the light blue boat. But that's good, Sharon. Thanks for understanding. Yeah. See, positive, negatives, everything, what we always say. It's always best to watch it live. But then if you miss it, like YouTube, you can rewind. I know people get used to being able to rewind. They're trying to do it on TikTok. You can't do it. So some things YouTube does better than TikTok. We know this. There's Star of Chicago. There's the guy with the other boat there. You know what that is? The Marina Towers, the Corn Cob buildings. See, we're going by the city winery here. We're sitting on these big, got a nice back seat back there. Ventron, how you doing there? 3,000, yeah. I miss anybody else? So here we're on the Riverwalk here, just enjoying the 80-degree sunshine here. Perfect summer day here on a Monday. See people having their lunch here, sitting on the Riverwalk, listening to music, checking their phones. Yeah, Chicago 66, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in there, appreciate it. Welcome to the Riverwalk here. So yeah, if you missed it yesterday, we checked out the garden walk there in the Gold Coast on Dearborn Street Garden Walk. And it was more than just Dearborn Street. I know people were confused when I was on LaSalle Street. Someone was like, that's not Dearborn Street. And I was like, I said it was LaSalle Street 3 times, and then they were confused because I was trying to say the Dearborn Street Garden Walk. All I got was Dearborn Street, and they said, you said it was Dearborn Street. I said, no, I said it was LaSalle Street 3 times. People get so caught up in the technicalities, they don't realize it's a live recording that I misspeak sometimes. Here's the, look at that jet ski going by, causing a wake. Hey, he's coming by here. Yeah, he's gonna give us a show. Look at this. It's underneath the bridge here. That's great. Yeah, it's jet ski. Let's follow along this jet ski here and see if we can get around here. Gonna peel out. Lorraine, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in there. Yeah. Roxy. Yeah, the pause button's nice too. The pause button, if you gotta, especially when I stream for hours and hours, yeah, you gotta use the restroom, the phone rings, or somebody talks to you and you're like, what did I miss? So you can rewind, you can pause. Many advantages to YouTube. And Congress might be all doing us all a favor if they really do stick to their convictions and do ban TikTok. We will all be on YouTube. Everyone, all my TikTok audience will forget about me except for you guys in the Lunch Bunch, and we'll start over again here on YouTube and see if we can build it back. Maybe a few people will finally start watching here on YouTube if the TikTok ban actually goes through. But look at these. The kayaks match the awnings. The kayaks match the awnings and the plants here. Look at the kayakers going by. We're going by the Tiny Tap here. See, Tiny Tap here. Got the nice bar there. Yeah, look at that. Hey, Taco Jalapeno Salsa, how you doing here? Thanks for tuning into the Lunch Bunch. Hopefully you're doing good there, and thanks for your attention here. Appreciate it. And there, look, the river view's coming by here. Lorraine, yeah, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in here. You see the river view. Large barge coming through, coming underneath Clark Street. This is the Clark Street Bridge. Yeah, there comes two pleasure crafts across the way there. Look at that. Yeah. Kayakers. So here, we'll just head around this way. We'll keep going. 12:19. So like I said, you know, I'll make sure at 12:30 I'll reverse this because I want to make sure I get back. I got a 1 o'clock meeting at work I got to be back for. So we'll do a short and sweet Monday lunchtime cruise here on the Riverwalk. It's already nice here, beautiful. Just boats going by. Here comes the water taxi. Darlene, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Master, how you doing there? Yeah, beautiful day. Yeah, thanks for saying hello. Yeah, TJS. That's why Taco Jalapeno Salsa, I'm gonna have to start calling you Taco TJS. I know I call you Taco. Hopefully that's okay. I like your name. Just for brevity. There, giddy up. Look at that. Well, you know Chris, you know the rest of us. Thanks for tuning in to Lunch Bunch here on YouTube. People sitting on the wall here. Nice trees, shade trees. Of course, this is where the Eastland disaster happened. You can look it up on Wikipedia. Horrible maritime disaster. On the scale of the Titanic, right here in Chicago. Here's the Britannica building. Nice clock tower. Remember where the traffic court used to be there? You get a traffic ticket, you'd have to line up and go in there. They moved it. But there are people sitting on the wall here. Boats. Taco TJS. Thanks, Taco. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, peace of Lisa and Darlene, and yeah, positive thoughts. Yeah, we wish the best for you and your family there, Lisa. And yeah, I'm sorry for your loss, Lisa. I'll privately message you and find out what happened. I gathered you're dealing with some loss in the family there, so I'll respect your privacy, and we'll talk via text message there. And you might have told me, and I might have missed it. I miss some obvious things sometimes, so sorry about that. But yeah, sorry about your loss there. And it's nice we got a good group of people that support each other here and care about each other's lives here. Here's the Chicago water taxi here. Look at that. Windella, the yellow ones. They're heading over from the Ogilvy stop there. Look how nice that looks there. Heading under LaSalle Street here. Head over to Wells. Maybe we'll get the train going by here. Mary Therese, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Mary Therese, thanks so much for helping out with the moderating and being on you, along with you know, Jessica and Sarah and Diana and all our great team that we got there. Shauna pinning the time and temp. That's great. And Anita got to see some of the garden walk. That's good. And thank her for being on. All she does, getting people to tap that screen. There's Sweet Home Gelato. They don't have the water turned on. There's water that filters over here, but here we'll get the Chicago cycle boats. There goes Linnea. Linnea's going by. Look at all these boats here, soaking up the sun. Yeah, Alvin, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Yeah, you're always tuning in. I appreciate that. Hope you guys see some of that garden walk there yesterday in the Gold Coast. And yeah, like May said, I'll be posting some more videos. Here's the jet ski guy. He's right here, Urban Kayak. So that jet ski, Urban Kayaks there, he's checking out. How you doing? John James, happy Monday. Yeah, Darlene and Mary Therese and Alvin. Hey, thanks everybody here. So we're almost to the confluence here, 12:23. That's probably what I'll do is I'll just, we got a boat coming here. There, we'll see this jet ski, see if this jet ski takes off here. Yeah, John James. Now we'll go down here. Here, we'll get this Lila. I can't talk. Linnea and Leela and the kayaker, and see how they're working on the Franklin Street Bridge. They've been working on it for a while. There's the giant heads for the merchandise mart. I posted that video about the giant heads. Yeah, they're kayaking. Look at that. How you doing? That's great. How you doing? That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, Leela, look at that merchandise mart. Taking a river cruise. Chicago flag at the front to help. There's a Fort Dearborn going the other way, so we'll get one boat go one way and we'll get one boat going the other way. You will have noticed all that vegetation. Underneath the Wells Street Bridge here. Hey, Paul, thanks for tuning in from the Netherlands. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think you've joined us before. That's great. Thanks for tuning in. For seeing Chicago here, I'll back out here. Right this way. Yeah, thanks, Paul. Thanks for joining us from the Netherlands. Yeah, I'm sure there's some good live streamers from the Netherlands we need to follow. We've been following Ulysses Odyssey there from Paris, covering the Paris Olympics and the fireworks and Bastille Day, and we got, of course, our friend Demishi. I'm glad he's feeling better there. Demishi, well, that was a while back there. But Demishi was on the live this morning. I was so honored to have him. He's such a great live streamer from the Bavarian Alps there in southern Germany, and it's nice having some. You can see other areas of the world there. There's Chicago's little lady. See how it's smaller. It is a littler boat. There's a kayaker and there's the pink boat over there that we saw earlier. Oh, they played the horn there for us. There, the Bruin Bites here. Yeah. So when you were on the Riverwalk in June, yeah, Art on the Mart, you saw a guy with a cane Corso. Oh, is that a dog? It's up to your hip and weighed 100 pounds. It was only 5 months old. That's amazing. Oh, that's one of those huge dogs. Well, man, imagine how big it was going to be now that it's older. Well, hey, thanks, Lisa, for sharing the good information. Yeah, I know you were down here. You see, he's rowing in reverse there. He's the guide there, the yellow one, and here's some of the kayakers for urban kayakers.
Talk about what the merchandise mart here means to Chicago today, and then we'll move back in time to what it used to mean for our city. As you look to the right here to this gray box with that glass, that series of projectors combine to a total of 1 million lumens, and they project art images and videos from local Chicago artists onto the entire 2.5-acre facade of the merchandise mart, making it the largest digital campus in the entire world. That art exhibition is called Art on the Mart, and it happens every single night in Chicago. So that's why there's all this seating here. You guys can come out here tonight if you're still in the city from about 9 to 9:30 p.m. Come out and check out the totally free art show. It's pretty cool. It's art.
Yeah, thanks, Mark, for the good info about the horn, the boat.
$26 million to the intention.
Yeah, another world record for the merchandise mart. I'm going to follow along with this kayaker guide. Maybe we can gain some more information here and I could just listen to him giving his tour here. Look at these trains. There's a Brown line heading north over the Wells Street Bridge here. Sounds of the city. Yeah, they're top notch. Oh yeah, the merchandise mart's beautiful. Look at that, the Art Deco. Look at the Chicago's little lady going by here. We got the train and the kayakers. There's always so much activity. People sitting here at the Brews and Bites. I'm going to try to catch back up with this kayak guy. Maybe we'll get some more of his tour announcements here. Sirens. See, we just needed some sirens to round out all the... Yeah. A lot of Seinfeld there. That's good. All the small boats, yeah, that were docked. Yeah, I say that comment, darling. Festivus, yeah, there's Festivus and there's Summer of George. Yeah, you saw the Summer of George boat. That's great. Now you got the reference to Seinfeld. That's great. Yeah, sometimes we see the Summer of George boat. I haven't seen Festivus. I want to see Festivus. That would be nice. Yeah, Festivus for the rest of us. We're with the kayakers. How you doing here? See, we're heading along here. So Fulton Market is not too far from downtown. We walked there. It takes, if I leave my office, I can get to Fulton Market in about 40 minutes. If you take the Green Line, you can get off at the Morgan stop and just walk a block north, and you'll be right in the heart of the Fulton Market district there in the West Loop. You can also get off the Clinton station, but you'd have to walk across the highway, which is easy to do. We do that too. There's several ways to access it, but yeah, Fulton Market's not too far. It's on, you know, technically it's on the west side because it's in the West Loop, but it's really close to downtown, and that's why it's so expensive. Just like the River North and Lakeshore East and South Loop, they're all expensive. South Loop used to be more reasonable, but it's gotten a lot more expensive, as all real estate has. All real estate is really, it's amazing we're in this situation where if you own something before the pandemic, you're like land rich now, but then you can't afford to buy anything else either. And so it's like everybody's like stuck with that real estate they got, you know. That's exactly what they wanted. And then if you're trying to buy, you're like, forget about it. We're screwed. We're the screw generation. There, look at that. Everybody else older than us is millionaires. No, that's not true. We know that's not true. We still need Social Security. But here, we'll follow these kayakers here. We're on the Riverwalk here in Chicago. Just look at these boats. Look at this beautiful summer day here on the Riverwalk. We got 12:31. We got plenty of time to get back to the office here. Yeah, Lisa Bamboo. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in, Paul. And yeah, Olympics are starting. Yes, that's why I said follow Ulysses Odyssey there. He's a live streamer from Paris. There's many other live streamers from Paris that'll be covering the opening ceremonies and all the stuff. So here we'll get by this guide here. We'll see what he talks about the Eastland disaster. I bet he's going to talk about the Eastland disaster since we're here. I hope so. So we can just sit on the wall and listen to him talk here. We can sit with these people. Yeah, you're stuck. That's okay, Chris. If it comes down to it, I'll come and rent from you, and we'll start a hippie commune up there in Lake County. It'll be great. I'll help you bail out the water. I'm not joking about it. I know you went through. It sucks what you're going through there.
You know, it's home to many businesses. You got Urban Kayak, City Winery, Tiny Tap. You got the Gelato Place, the cycle boats. But right here, there are no businesses, and that is because this spot that we are floating in right here, this section of the Riverwalk, is actually a monument and memorial for the victims of the Eastland disaster, the greatest maritime disaster in Great Lakes history. I want to talk about that story in just a moment, but first you can look across the river here to this beautiful red brick building. That right there is the Reed Murdoch Center. Now, there's something off. A little funny looking, not quite right about the Reed Murdoch Center. I'll give you guys some time to consider what that thing might be, and then I'll take your guesses.
So it's called the Reed Murdoch Center. I call it the Britannica Building, but I guess that's the official name of it. And he's giving the tour here. We're just listening to the kayak tour guide. He's probably going to wait for this boat to go by, and then he'll talk about the Eastland disaster, and that's what I want to catch here. That's why I'm sticking around here. I'm actually sitting down here. So I guess we got to head this way.
And you go down into the right, you count 5 sections of windows and a little corner piece. Now, when the Mart was completed, it was perfectly symmetrical. However, when they expanded from South Street right there to add in that bridge, the building was in the way. So what did they do? They cut off that corner section, struck it off towards the side, removed an entire section of windows, glued the whole thing back together, slapped a couple band-aids on there and said, yep, that's how buildings work, leaving it looking the way today.
So I didn't know that they altered the facade. It used to be symmetrical. Now it's slightly, one bay of windows gone.
And this is actually the site of the blue-collar Titanic, the greatest maritime disaster in Great Lakes history. That is the tragedy of the SS Eastland. Back in 1915, the Western Electric Company commissioned a series of 6 vessels to take its more than 20,000 employees and their families from this spot right here on the Chicago River out onto Lake Michigan, down to Michigan City, Indiana, where they go have a lovely day at their annual company picnic. Now, these were predominantly lower-class working families, so they didn't get the opportunity to go on too many vacations. So when they were given this opportunity, they bought tickets to their friends, families, great uncles, cousins, dogs, cats. Everybody was going to the Western Electric Company picnic. And they showed up the morning of the disaster right here along the river, dressed to the nines in their Sunday's best, many thick, heavy layers of top clothing. And they started loading passengers on board the SS Eastland. Now, the Eastland was a very fast vessel. She was known as the Great Lakes Speed Queen. She could reach speeds of up to 22 knots. But this speed came at the cost of her balance. And she was a notoriously top-heavy and unsteady vessel. Now, this wasn't made much better by the Titanic disaster, which happened 3 years previously. The primary issue on the Titanic was that there were not enough lifeboats on board. And after the Titanic, they started passing legislation mandating that every boat have enough life raft on board for all of their ticketed passengers. And on the Eastland, of course, they took these boats and they put them right on top. Imagine trying to stand up in your boat. That is what it's like to try to balance, the Eastland. So she was parked right here in between Clark and Wells Street. This was before that LaSalle Street Bridge had even existed. And they started loading passengers on board. In total, they loaded more than 2,500 people on board. And that's when she started to rock. First, she leaned 10 degrees to the left. Then she went 15 to the right. 20 to the left, getting more and more extreme, going left to right, left to right. People aren't thinking too much about it. It's the clumsy old Eastland. The kids are having fun with it. They're rolling, running around on the boat, trying to make it go a little bit further. Eventually, the captain realizes that something is horribly wrong. And he figures that his boat is like a bicycle. You guys ever tried to ride a bike with no hands? You can't do it if the bike is moving slowly. So he figures if he picks up a little bit of speed, all of his balance issues will solve themselves. So he pushes off the Riverwalk here. And this one got no more than 20 feet away from the Riverwalk when it rolled completely on its left side, coming to a rest on the riverbed. Now, the Eastland is only about 44 feet wide, and the river here is only about 20 to 25 feet deep. So it didn't capsize entirely. In fact, it would have been better if it had capsized entirely, because the people who were below decks on the Eastland, they were crushed to death by falling people, furniture, tables, chairs. There was a grand piano, an early version of a freezer to store things like ice cream. Those who were above decks did not fare much better because they were thrown into the waters of the Chicago River, where they were very quickly pulled to the bottom of the river by the heavy waterlogged weight of their thick cotton clothes and their general inexperience swimming. So in total, 844 of the more than 2,500 people on board died in these waters that we are floating in right now. That included 22 entire families completely wiped out.
22 entire families. That's what made it so tragic.
Horrible tragedy for the city of Chicago. And it has led to the speculation that these waters are the most haunted waters in the entire city. Oftentimes, people will be walking across the LaSalle or Clark Street bridges late at night when they inexplicably jump off the bridges into the water of the Chicago River. And when they get picked up by the police because it's illegal to swim in the river, the police ask them what the heck they were thinking. And one of the common stories told was that they saw a little blonde girl in a white dress floating in the water, crying and screaming for their help. But by the time they jumped in, she was no longer there. That was a rumor that was started during the Eastland disaster, because during the disaster, the flagpole was hanging off the stern of the ship like this, and the man dying act took a little blonde girl in a white dress, and he had her hanging from that flagpole until she was grabbed by her ankles, ripped into the water where that man would eventually take her place. That is supposedly the girl that people will see floating in the water when they jump off. I don't know if you guys choose to believe in ghosts, but I feel like there's a reason for them existing, so I'm not going to push our luck. We've all managed to stay in our boats so far, so let's very, very, very gently push off the river wall, push off each other's boats, continue down the river before we push our luck too far.
Well, hey, thanks for listening to that. See, I just want to catch his wonderful presentation of the Eastland disaster. And see, I learned something new. I didn't know about that ghost story. People are always asking about haunted places in Chicago. Of course, certainly the Eastland disaster. We know about Harpo Studios, the former Oprah filming studio that's now tore down. It's now the McDonald's headquarters in the West Loop. But they took some of the bodies to be identified. The 22 whole families perished in the Eastland disaster. That's why it was so tragic. Mothers, fathers, children, you know, they all were there for a Sunday pleasure cruise out to Indiana, and 844 people perished. It was on the scale of the Titanic, and that's why he called it the working man's Titanic, because it didn't get as much. You know, there was, I've never seen any movies made about the Eastland disaster. I know the Titanic, it's because the Titanic was the largest and the bombast. They said it was unsinkable, and then it sunk on its maiden voyage, is why it's so much in the consciousness. But an equally tragic maritime disaster happened right here, so close to shore. That's what's so ironic about it. Like he said, it would have been better if the ship would have capsized completely, but since it listed and rolled on its side, most people were crushed by furniture and other people, and they were trapped down there, and it was horrible. I don't even want to think about it, you know. But thanks for listening to the spiel there. Yeah, it's so sad. It was a terrible event. Eastland disaster. You can look it up there. It happened in 1915 here in Chicago. And strangely linked to the Titanic because of the lifeboat situation and the added weight to the deck. But we never know if that really was the full extent of it or not. But we got 12:41, so I better head back to Michigan Avenue. It gave me time to just sit there and passively listen. Thanks everybody for tuning in here with the Chicago Riverwalk. Yeah, Richard Gardner, thank you. Thanks for listening in there. See, look, nice. You can go there and take a kayak tour. They give you a guided tour there. Isn't that nice? Tell you some information there. The same with the, if you don't want to kayak, you can get on the riverboat there. And they do guided tours. That's what that guy's talking right there. Going underneath the Dearborn Street Bridge here. No, this is this is Dearborn. Yeah, here we'll head around to the City Winery here. These advertising firms here. Okay. R.R. Donnelly and Leo Burnett buildings here, advertising. Marina Towers, of course. Oh, Legal Seafood. Legal Seafood, Tara. Legal Seafood is open here, Chris. Remember the Legal Seafood? This used to be Dick's Last Resort. It's now open. Legal Seafood. Look, people are sitting there. Remember, we were waiting a long time for the Legal Seafood to open. There it is underneath the Marina Towers as the lickety split goes by and the kayakers come through. Yeah, the Legal Seafood is now open, so we might check that out. I'm glad it's open finally after all this time. Yeah, there was a fire at Smith and Lewinsky, but that's all cleared up here. Yeah, Chicago 66. Yeah, Chicago is beautiful. Thanks for tuning in here. Checking out a little bit of the Riverwalk on my lunch break here. Got to get back to work. What a bummer, but at least I got outside and got some vitamin D here. Hey, look at these dogs. Yeah. Oh, that's cute. How you doing there? Yeah. Beautiful dogs. Oh yeah, it was a big thing. There's the Fred A. Bussey. There's the fireboat going by. Yeah, the Eastland disaster was a big thing. The generations that came before us, and it's amazing how quickly we forget these events. Hey, nice dog. Hey, look at this kayak tour. Here comes Wendella.
Now they were designed to incorporate all in one circuit. You've got your apartment condos on the other floors. You can park your car down below. The parking is valet only, by the way, details for the cars. That's perfectly into a parking spot, and there are not cars flying off the end of the building into the river.
He's talking about cars flying off the Marina Towers. The kayak tour.
That's a little bit between Chicago.
Hey, look at that Wrigley building, Trump Tower, old IBM building. There's the Mather Tower. We were just reversing where we were just here earlier, but got to make it back to Michigan Avenue here. Yeah, my rods and cones are digging this. There's the Wendella. No, this beautiful summer sunshine, it just makes everything look so beautiful here. And again, we're being blessed with pretty nice summer weather here. Not extremely hot. And I know the rest of the country's dealing with the heat there. Look at that view. Yeah, got the fountain on here. Like I said, if you that sign said if you show up here on weekends, read the sign. They get free Riverwalk tours, but only for the first 12 people. I don't know how you get to be the first 12 people. I think they let a little bit more people go on them, but I guess you got to pay for the rest. There's the Chicago Brew House. Look at that. People sitting here by the river, going underneath the Wabash Avenue Bridge here. Marina Towers. Kayakers, look at that. Hey, taking a picture right there on the rail. Yeah. Hey, Faina, thanks for tuning in there. How you doing there? Thanks for the rose. Yeah, up the lazy river in the noonday sun. That's a good song. Lazy river, just like Louis Armstrong used to sing. Yeah. Look at this pleasure craft here. Hey, it's cruising up the river there. My rods and cones bursting with fruity flavors here. Look at that dog. Yeah. How you doing, Terrier? Hey, people sitting at O'Brien's here having a nice lunch. Yeah, it's crowded on the Riverwalk. Remember when we walk here in the wintertime, we were like the only people here, and then look at it now. What a difference the weather makes. That's why I said if Chicago had summer type weather year round, we would be the largest city in the United States. So maybe it's fortunate that we do have a cold, harsh winter. Otherwise, it would become so annoying, all these crowds year round. But it's great in the summertime. I mean, our tourism really feeds on it. Here's Wrigley building here, the Skyview large barge. We'll go under the marketplace here, the Chicago Riverwalk. Thanks everybody for tuning in here. Yeah, Cloris Mexicanos, they got a marketplace, they got some little shops here. Look, he's riding a scooter in there. That's amazing. There's the tall Trump Tower. Woo. It's too tall, it's too tall. Wrigley building, Tribune Tower. Yeah, feed your head there. Look at this. You got this underneath here. They call this the marketplace. They got some stuff here. Shy Boys Cafe. We're actually underneath Wacker Drive here. They opened this up. Neighborly, Shy Boys. They got some apparel and t-shirts and souvenirs you can buy here. Hey, how you doing here? Look at that. Yeah, Chicago stuff. Michael Jordan, Chai Boys. Yeah, USA. Look at this nice mural. Yeah, look at that. There's my rods and cones right there. It's all multicolored. Look at that. Look at that view. Classic view to the vintage skyscrapers there. We'll head up these stairs here. It's all focused this way. Yeah, look at that pontoon boat. Beautiful classic vintage skyscrapers there. Wrigley Building, the Tribune Tower. And in the center behind it with the Onion Dome, that's the Intercontinental Hotel. That's the Medina Athletic Association. There, did I get it right, Mary Trees? Hopefully. That's the one. I started saying Medina, and then I got confused and said Medina. It's like I messed up Devon. I mispronounced. You can tell I'm not a native Chicagoan. I've only lived here 26 years. You think I would figure it out by now? But I guess I feel responsible to say it the Chicago way. Responsibility. There's Chicago Riverwalk. That's why people always like, you got an authentic Chicago accent. I'm like, no, I don't. Talk to a native Chicagoan. They'll be able to tell I'm from Southern Indiana. I got a Southern Indiana mush mouth here. I was born too close to Kentucky. Here, let's crossing Wacker Drive here. Look at this. You know, it's just amazing how you notice the difference in the amount of crowds in the warm weather months as the cool weather months. And there's people that live in Chicago that don't stay here through the winter either. So, you know, our population probably is larger in the summertime. Everybody out on those boats. Here we'll head down Michigan Avenue here. Hey Bob, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning into the Lunch Bunch, Bob. Thanks for being on. How's it going in Georgia? Hope you're doing good there. Yeah, it's probably, you know, I do see more people here on their lunch break. I would venture to say most of these people are probably tourists because it's Monday, and a lot of people, even in the summertime, people work summer hours. They work from home even in the summer because, you know, they'll be like, well, I got yard work and I'm on the boat, I'm working on the boat, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, right. There's Clark. There's the mascot for the Cubs there. It's just an inflatable fan shop here. There's Egg Tuck, Mochi Nut. Some of these stores here on Michigan Avenue. A lot of tourist gift shops. There's a boxing gym. Bye Bye Chicago. They're going in there. See, they're probably checking out the souvenir sale there. You get some sports apparel, some... Here we'll go by, see, here's another thing, gifts apparel. I love Chicago, the old Republic building. Look how nice that looks. How you doing there? Yeah, Lisa knows Bob. How you doing there? Roxy, yeah. Yeah, nice seeing those dogs, those pups. Yeah, there's that nice distraction there. That's good, Roxy. Medina, good, thank you. Medina is the Spanish Arabic pronunciation. Thank you, thanks, Merck. But yeah, that's the funny thing. You know, Chicago is like me too. I know it's, I would pronounce it Medina, but then I heard other people say it the correct Spanish Arabic way, which is Medina. And so I guess I'm covered either way. But I talked to Mary Therese about it, and you know, like the Medina Temple Auditorium where the Shriners used to have the circus and stuff. Here we're crossing Michigan Avenue here. Look at this great view to the Wrigley Building we got looking straight up Michigan Avenue. But hey, it's 12:52. Good, I made it back in time, so I'm gonna make my 1 o'clock meeting. I'll wrap this up pretty soon. We'll cut this short and sweet. But thanks everybody for tuning in for the Riverwalk. If you missed any of this, you can watch the whole rerun there on YouTube. Just go to the live tab on my page there, or you can rewind this and watch it from the beginning. Thanks for all your comments and being on here. Check out my TikTok. I got garden walk stuff from Sunday yesterday. In May, I'll be posting more gardens there. I'm glad you appreciate the content. I know you're on a later time zone, so you might not have been able to catch the whole thing there. And so thanks for tuning in here. And Chris and everybody else, thanks for being on. And Mary Therese, appreciate it. Alvin, thanks for being on. John James, TLC Real Estate. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for being on there. Darlene and Peace of Lisa. You got Norfolk, Nebraska. No, Norfolk, Norfolk, that's great. Yeah, we all got all those colloquialisms. Yeah, Darlene and Kevin, thanks for being on there. Roxy Merck. Yeah, Bob, thanks for being on. Faina, thanks for being on. Thanks for the help there with the pronunciation, and Richard, and yeah, thanks everybody. Or I'm talking about who else gave me that advice there? Ventron, thanks for being on there. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody. And back to the beginning, if I missed you, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna sign off here from Chicago. Oops, we'll be on tonight on TikTok for our walk home there. Julie, thanks for being on. Chicago 66. Yeah, Darlene, thanks a lot. John James. Taco, thanks for being on. Merck, we'll see everybody later here. So talk to you later here. Thanks a lot. Okay, signing off. Thank you. Appreciate everybody else. We'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.